Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Alright, this scenario I've been watching climbing up that popular tab. We gotta give it a shot. It's called Overpopulation, which you might expect, of course, has to do with the planet getting overly populated. It is by I have no idea. In 2018, there are over 7 billion people on our planet, and it practically doubles every year. Well, I don't think that's quite true. The growth rate may be increasing, but I'm pretty sure we aren't up to 14 and then, up to 28 billion by 2020. But all right, but what will happen if there's no room left and we have yet to reach the idea of surviving in outer space? That's a very good question. I mean, there comes a point where we've hit a critical mass as far as the Earth's population where we really need to expand outside of our primary planet, or at least exploit resources from outside planetary bodies if you want to survive, right? So that's the idea. What happens? We run out of food, land, water, and even air. The ocean will turn acidic, the plants will die, and we will too. This scenario has no boats, and there are more people. Can you kill them all before they kill you? So it looks like this is a scenario where basically it's intending to be any of the diseases are viable. It's just, there's a lot more people to kill. Truth be told, I actually think this is going to work to our advantage and not really against us, simply because I do expect that the extra population helping to spread the virus more readily is just going to be good. Now, the lack of boats, well, that concerns me a little bit. Let's try a virus. If it turns out the lack of boats is a serious issue, then I think the Neuraxorm or the fungus may be our only real option. Or I suppose the simian flu or the vampire plague, but those guys are kind of outliers. ATP boost, Darwinist, Aquasac, Streamophile, and Symptostasis seem fine by me. Salivos, Appetissimum. Appetissimum? Whatever. Famine, there are over 500 billion people on the planet! Oh my God! In the year 2097. I kind of figured we would have run out of room way before that, but okay. Humans are running out of food only now, water and land to live in. Scientists predict that in less than a year, the oceans will turn to acid. In a response to this, everyone has shut down their seaports. It's all planes from now on. I assume every country has a plane. Or at least every island does, and sure enough, that does appear to be the case. Select a start location. Well, if we're going to be starting off in a place where I want to get air transmission anyway, then why not Saudi Arabia? Though, truth be told, it sounds like this is a crisis that's already destroying the world. Heck, why even have the disease? I could just sit back and I think humanity will die on their own. That'd actually be hilarious if the lethality just ramps up and you do literally nothing. It's a ticking time bomb just waiting to happen there. Anyway, we'll go for the air because, of course, getting on planes is extra valuable in this scenario. Also, spreading in the arid areas of Saudi Arabia seems pretty good. For our symptoms, let's go for a rash. And you know what, let's also go for the cysts. I think cysts are okay, though we don't really need that. What I want to do is get things like, the sweating and the skin lesions. This is our standard mega brutal opening. I really don't think that the extra population is going to be a problem. They make it sound like it's dangerous, but I really don't think it is. I think that we are going to be A-okay. The extra population will work to my advantage, especially if we can get to things like necrosis. Also, the lack of boats, as long as you do have planes everywhere, well then, I mean, that's really not a hindrance to me either. That just seems great. Let's go for the coughing and the sneezing. That's also pretty good. We have a reasonable amount of severity and a lot of infectivity really early on. No problems whatsoever. Wouldn't mind getting air level 2. We don't actually care about water transmission this time around. I mean, it's okay in the humid countries, but yeah, really, it's all about getting up to air 2 as quickly as we can. If we really have loads of extra points to throw away, well, I guess we could go for that extreme bioaerosol, but it doesn't strike me as all that important. So now we got air 2, which means now we're going to be getting on all the planes, which means very rapidly we're going to be getting out to every single continent. This is a pretty nice advantage, and I intend on using it to great effect. Let's go for the hypersensitivity for the wealthy countries, also pneumonia for the cold countries. And let's go for some level of drug resistance as we start getting around in Europe and Japan and Canada, etc., etc. All of that's going to be good. A new worrying disease. Wow, already 1.6 billion people are infected. How many are in Saudi Arabia? Oh, 1.6 billion. What do you know? Wait, what? This can't be right. Hold the phone, really? Like 99.9% of the people I have infected are actually all in Saudi Arabia, despite the fact we've gotten everywhere in the world. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's go for some more drug resistance just to speed things along a little bit. I don't want to go for the lethality too early on, still wary of that, even without the boats, but I'm hoping it means we're going to get into Greenland a little bit sooner than usual. I will go for the couple levels of cold resistance. It's still good. Let's go for some rural, and let's also go for the birds. Pulmonary fibrosis. I think I'm going to go ahead and devolve that. I don't really feel the need to take on the lethality and risk anything right now. We got a lot of people to kill, and more than enough time to do it, I think. Though they did say within the next year, the oceans will turn to acid, right? I wonder if we can beat the scenario within a year. That'd be awesome. Let's go for the abscesses. That's still pretty good. And let's see, what else do we want? We've already got pretty much everything here that I want. We can go for some more birds, I suppose. Really, though, what I think I want is a bit more... Let's go for a bit of heat transmission in the form of insects that'll make up for the lack of humidity in a lot of areas. Let's also go for some more rural transmission for places like Russia. Still waiting for Greenland. There it is. What are we missing as far as islands? Anything? No, we are in every island. Thank you. Extra air transmission. Okay, so now it's going to come down to the birds. We'll pick up the birds, and I'm going to go for an aggressive early necrosis. That should be pretty good for me. Let's also go for some paralysis and be a little bit lethal and slow down any potential cure progress. Systemic infection fires off for free. Well, that's nice. Let's see, we could go for the coma. Don't think I need that quite yet. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and grab more insects, since a lot of hot countries are what's currently holding me back, especially in South America. Fever has mutated for free, no problem whatsoever. I think I will go for mutation chance. Let's go for maximum instability. We're just going to go ahead and just rake in all the free mutations. And I think I'm still going to get enough DNA that I can just pick and choose whichever ones I want at the end of the day. Let's go for that coma. Comas are pretty solid, I hear. Anything not infected? Nope, every country has indeed been infected at this point. Internal hemorrhaging. Oh, that's fine. Great. What else we got here? Let's see. Sweden, total organ failure, but so long as we have the necrosis, doesn't matter. Hemorrhagic shock. Yep, we're getting that lethality ramping up real frickin' quick. Let's go for inflammation, seizures, and insanity to slow down that cure progress, reset it just a bit. Look how much DNA I'm sitting on right now. Oh my god. This is what happens, though. You gave me hundreds of billions of extra humans to infect, and lo and behold, I get extra DNA. That's just how it's going to work. The only scenario I could actually see this being fairly difficult on is actually going to be the vampire plague, simply because there are that many people to devour. But, you know, maybe we go for that. You know what? This scenario was really quick. Do you mind if I do it again? Do you guys mind that? I don't think you'll mind that. That was 3 stars, and yep, under a year, 323 days. Not bad. I'm going to try it again, but we're going to go ahead and do... Yeah, I'll recommend this. Sure, it's perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and do the Shadow Plague. Where do I start? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start in Saudi Arabia again, because this time around, in order for speed, I'm not simply going to devour the humans non-stop. We are going to go ahead and start up the disease. Though, of course, let's not forget to get things like that blood rage, make sure that we can start devouring the population of Saudi Arabia. There are so many people to eat on this planet. It's a smorgasbord for a vampire. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go for bat mode so I can get out of here if I need to. Blood gift won't do me much good. I think we want to go for things like dark infiltration. Although we are getting attention, so we probably should move over to, let's say, the Middle East and resume our feeding frenzy in there. Let's see, what else can I do right now? Well, we do want to be picking up, let's say, Nocturnal, as well as a steroidal boost, as well as pheromone secretion, as well as photophobia, as well as hyperdontia. I'm just going for a bit of extra infectivity to try and make sure I can start to spread a little bit. In this case, I'm not really worried about lethality, and I'm not worried about getting locked out of islands, because I can always just fly there later. So let's go for the jugular bite. The only thing that worries me is actually making sure that we can deal with things like, you know, the Templar and all the different labs that will inevitably be setting up. Can I go for this next level at 17? Yes, let's go for that. That should speed up how many I am killing to get more DNA. We've been tracked in the Middle East. Run to Turkey! I like devouring the turkey. Ah, yes, the obligatory turkey sounds like turkey joke. Yeah, it never gets old at all. Just sitting here waiting. I mean, yeah, normally we would be going for, like, let's just sit back and wait until we have about 700 DNA, but in this case, I don't really feel like we need to do that. Saudi Arabia, it is starting to build up, but the infectivity is a little bit slower than I think I might have expected. Let's go ahead and get into Russia, and I'm just going to go ahead and start devouring here. Technically, it's another country we infect, which means I get a bit more DNA. The blood gift will allow me to infect people a lot faster. I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. And you can see, yeah, all of a sudden we're reaching critical mass in Russia a lot faster. Although critical mass actually should be several billion if you want to properly infect in this overpopulation scenario. But, I mean, I would think 3 billion people infected, like, we're all so tightly packed that surely it's not going to matter, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab a layer. I'd like to go ahead and set one of those down, let's say, right up over there, so I can quickly teleport around in the future and also start raking in the extra DNA. Still no sign of the Templar, though they will be showing up soon, I have no doubt. There we go. We're starting to spread a little bit faster. I'm just kind of moving around and getting critical mass going in a few other countries since I did kind of decide to max out the corrupted air. Still no sign of the Templar or anything, so I got nothing to worry about there. Let's go for the Shadow Slaves. Everyone shall worship me. There we go. Now we have revealed the global threat. About time you started paying attention. Let's get down over here to Southeast Asia. I'm going to want to set up a quick lair And we're going to want to pick up teleportation, I think. So let's do that. Then we're going to teleport over to Russia like so. Then let's get down into the Saudi Arabian peninsula so we can take out the Templar. Now, this is where we're going to have to deal with these guys, preferably before any labs get set up, so we don't have to worry about them curing me anytime soon. But yeah, this is just rinse and repeat, easy action. Already got maxed out Demonic Fury. Let's go for Dark Ritual so that we can heal fast as we kill people. Seems fine. They are starting to work on a cure, it sounds like. I don't see the lab, but I'm sure it's around somewhere. All right, we'll have to deal with that. They're trying to target my labs. Don't do that. I'll knock your drone out of the sky. And it's gone. Perfect. Oh, no, a lab in Iran. I can't allow that. You got up to 13% cure progress already, and you're setting up all over the place. Oh, God. Okay, this is actually where I may want to have a second vampire. We may have gone a little bit too greedily and too deep here. Let's go for extraordinary infectivity out of things like that. Yeah, we got to destroy a lot of these quickly. A second vampire will make this a little bit easier. But we got to go fast, because they're going to really cure aggressively if we don't do this. Okay, we have our second vampire. Take out the lab in Japan. No problem at all. Let's just go to a few other little countries. We've got this infected. Go ahead and devour for a second. Looks like all the labs are dealt with. Greenland went down like no problem at all. There is one remaining Templar base, and I do need to set up another lair over here so I can quickly teleport around. Also wouldn't mind getting one down here in Africa. I guess the rain's down in Africa. We'll go ahead and do that. There we go. Pick this up. Time to do the things we never had. Or whatever. I don't know. All right, so we got a load more DNA. Let's go for Mysticatory Tension. Let's go for the Blood Sacrifice. Dermal Calcifications, level 1 and 2. And let's destroy the last of the Templar. Now, we may have to retreat briefly for this one. We'll see. I think we actually can beat this as is. Okay. So, yeah, so seems fine so far. There we go. Templar have been eradicated. Now we just sit back and we devour the world and also just keep spreading the disease because we like doing things like that. Well, I say that, and they're actually working on the cure shockingly fast. Where's the lab? I might be crazy, but I don't see a lab. How are you guys doing this? Uh-oh. All right, we may need to go for things like hypersensitivity and then malignant pigmentation to try and slow down that cure a little bit while I just sort of sit back here and just keep devouring the population and rapidly infect. This is going to be a little bit closer to the wire than I was expecting. Where's your freaking lab? As long as we can get some people into pretty much every country, I think we'll be all right. My shadow slaves should be able to protect me eventually, right? Oh, gosh, one would certainly hope. Iceland's already gone. Good. Let's get down over here. Okay, sitting at 69%. Nice. We should be able to handle this. Got a little bit closer for comfort than I think I was expecting, though, truth be told. Was not really expecting to have any issues. But we got plenty of DNA we're sitting on because, you know, billions of people. I wonder, actually, with the billions of people, that it slightly increases the cure speed potential because there are that many more humans capable of lending their aid. Oh, that would actually be a very interesting twist to this scenario if that were the case. I kind of would like that. If it's not a thing, can we make it a thing? Because I think that'd actually be smart. You got billions of human minds. They can't solve, you know, the human housing issue, and they can't figure out how to get into space. Humanity cannot into space, but they sure as heck know how to cure a disease anytime soon because, yeah, you get a few billion brilliant minds. I think that's a good idea. It makes a lot of sense. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get into Zimbabwe since there's a little bit hiding out over there. Let's get down into Madagascar since I think that's kind of where the last of some people are hiding out. And that should be every country infected. Nope, I take that back. The Philippines is holding out on me. Missed one. Oh, unbelievable. All right, 400 DNA and still rising. I'm not even devouring the population. I'm just sitting here and enjoying at this point. Good Lord. All right, anything left? Enslaved the world? It says that there's still a few people who are not infected, but it doesn't appear to be the case. All right, there we go. Yeah, that one takes at least a bit more micromanagement, and it certainly took me a lot longer, but otherwise, overpopulation doesn't seem to really slow you down that much. Ooh, I imagine that a coronavirus would be fun with this. Imagine having 500 billion zombie slaves. Yeah. I like that. Anyway, yeah, I think this is a pretty decent scenario, overpopulation. It doesn't really change the core mechanics because at the end of the day, unless you're going to have some way of scaling and difficulty, just lots of extra people just means that many more people to infect, which means more DNA, which means you're going to be going faster and easier than ever. So it's not exactly difficult and it doesn't change the way you play the game. It's just a fun little quirk, and I appreciate that. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.